How have you been?
I've been doing good.
You know, I wrote to you on Twitter asking to see the lessons you've been working. I would like to go over them with you. You know, when you were like feeling terrible, you had a period of time where you weren't feeling too good.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know like what lessons you did during that time so that I could perhaps help you. But I'd like you to send them on Twitter.
Okay.
Because I want everybody to see them, because then, you know, the other people, of course, Greg doesn't seem to be reading Twitter, but if he did, he might be able to help you also.
Oh, cool. Thank you. This is I was feeling a lot of stress, and the last time I had panic attack was so long ago, so I really forgot about the feeling. But it's alright. I was under a lot of stress, that's all. It took me time to remove barriers at the end, and just Victor helped me a lot actually to do that.
Well, I think if you get to the cause, you'll be a lot more immune.
Yeah, I think there's so many things happen, and I need to learn to be a strong person, and I'm working on that.
Yes, that's right. You need to be a stronger person. Thank you. I think that's a very good thing to say there.
Yeah, because I'm very actually, every little thing that makes me really, oh my God, I'm upset for some reason. Yeah, but definitely my dad is very, I don't know, he's very immune. His immune system is very good because he's doing very well.
Well, your father's an alcoholic, right?
Yes.
I want you to test if you're hooked into him.
Just hang on a second, I can't see you. It's an airplane.
All right. I can wait. Just test if you're hooked into your father.
Okay, sorry. What do you say?
Am I hooked into my father?
Yes.
You see, you need to unhook.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, just keep unhooking yourself. Would be one big thing to do.
Yeah, there's so many things happened today, and I was kind of blaming myself. But I was stupid. Should never do that.
Get on the video. Can you get on the video? There we go. Okay. So Alejandra, just have you unhooked yet?
Yes, I do.
Now that you look for the symptoms of being hooked, and whenever you see any symptoms, check. Just try to learn what the symptoms look like. One of them is panic attacks, by the way. I don't mean right now. I mean like tomorrow. You know, you have to keep checking. Okay.
Yes, I will do that. But thank you.
Yeah. Sure. Well, to me, it looks like we have a full quorum for tonight, Greg. Yes.
I don't know what a full quorum is. We have 5 people.
We're not expecting anybody else, right?
Not that I know of.
Because I'm having an idea, maybe we could say the first prayer now. How about that?
Well, I see that Linda was not going to be here tonight, but Christiana was one I was talking about. And she's not just answered her phone, so she might be coming, who knows.
Might be hard to make it through the prayers unless we just get going now.
So let's do the prayers.
Maybe I would do the first one.
Yeah, do the first one, Barb. That's great. Please.
Me?
Yeah.
Not too fast. No,
I was going to do it really fast. Good thing you said that. I figured if you're asking me to do it, that means you're in a rush.
I'm not at all in a rush.
Okay, so I will do my best to. I have a way of doing it. It's a little different than Ron's, I know. I have the emphasis on a different syllable, as my dad would say.
That's what my father used to say too.
No, he had the same father.
Yeah.
Okay.
Came from the same period.
Same period, right? Same humor. All right. This is there. I have to enter my password. Prayers. To continue with times in prayer. All my bodies are free of pathology.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All my bodies are free of immune dysfunction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All my bodies are at full function.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 I've installed all necessary immunological shields.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm emulating France.
Oh.
It's loudly from across the room.
We could emulate. All my God connectors are in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Craig, you're like Paul Revere. Okay. I'm installing.
Oh, Barb,
the
wait.
reflex
Barb?
glove. Yes.
But lower your camera.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. That's
I
good.
can't see this. Okay. I'm installing. Did I say that already? The reflex to give love and empowerment.
Yes. You know, I really have that now. I used to be so disempowering with people. You know, I was hunting for things to tell them they did wrong. You know, I was so disempowering. Well, now I look for people's strengths and I try to help them build on those. I kind of ignore. Even if I see something somebody's done wrong, I assume it will come out in the wash. You know, when their strengths build, it will go away. So I don't really have to deal with it.
Right, right. It's a high level.
This feels good to me.
Me too, me too. I got entranced by Alejandra. Okay, I am.
Yeah, Alejandra, you're entrancing.
I put her in, my default position is Alejandra in full screen. Sorry. Okay, oh my God, connector living in sponges. I attract warm, happy feelings from others, in others. I attract warm, happy feelings in others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Alejandra's on the telephone. Oh, I'm watching the Alejandra movie. Excuse me, I'm watching the Alejandra movie on the prayer page. No, I'm reading this. Okay, I'm merging my results bodies, there you are, with, and then just name some people in your life, people you know. I'm merging my results bodies with fill in the blank. And I'm removing and installing the right factors.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. The right factors. I am on the best side of my highest possible dimension.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I'm removing all tendencies in the world to solve problems with violence.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm removing all disturbances from the emotional bodies of everyone in the world.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I'm protecting myself and my people from incipient catastrophes.
Yes.
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 I'm realizing the loving, world-shaping, and God-given intentions I've carried from life to life.
Yes.
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 I'm causing my career and those of the people I love to be what God intends.
Yes. Yes.
I'm attracting increased capacity in myself and in my group to accept power infusion.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
My particle actions are balanced and at full strength to succeed at God's will.
Yes.
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 My bodies are in God.
Yes.
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 All my bodies are one rainbow.
Yes.
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 I'm free.
Yes.
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 I'm now as happy as I have ever been.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
That includes the taste cleansing prayer.
Wow.
Yeah, great breakfast.
Mangoes. I had
I'm good.
mangoes.
I was afraid it was going to be eggs and that was going to ruin my experience a little bit. Just kidding. Yeah. Now I feel better. My universal body's still there.
Remember we used to get those mangoes in Philadelphia? And people
Yeah.
would rush to get them and squirrel them away.
Ah.
Like Jenny Mezzi would hide her,
I had 28 days.
Really big one, $6, a big box. Ew.
It's funny you should bring that up, Greg, because I want you to tell us. I have this question for you, and I thought it would be good to make this. I'm obviously filming this, and I have you on the big screen. And please feel free to eat. Not a problem. I just relax. But I want to ask you to tell us. Now you're 63, right?
I'm 63!
All right.
For another month or so.
He's been in the senior citizens home for too long.
There's a woman down the hall who's 99. She walks by and goes, "Hi, Greg." You know. How are you? I'm going out for a walk.
Well, you live there. You're not there because you're a senior. You're there because you're living with your father and taking care of him and watching his caregivers. So,
Right. I'm learning about seniors and about all ages. You know.
well, I just want to ask you to tell us what you have done with your life. What have you made of your life?
Wow. This is fun question.
My major accomplishment is just in being here. Staying present and making the most of every moment. Sort of how I see myself, how I feel, how I'm growing, what I'm doing, how I'm relating. So that's one, because I'm alone a lot right now, that's what I think about, just
So you're saying that you're a role model?
for myself. I'm for others. Yeah, I could be, in a way.
You're a role model because your accomplishment is being here.
Right.
And I notice, you go to the health club and you swim and you eat mangoes for dinner and you do all kinds of things that are good for you. And you are a loving son to both of your parents and have taken care of them in their old age.
Yeah, with my brother now and with other people around.
And helping him too. So you've been dedicated to your family, so that you're a role model. You're showing people how they can live, other people.
Yes, I embody that, and I tend to I do influence people quite a bit in the moment because of that.
Because people look at you and they read who you are and what you're accomplishing. They can see it even if you don't tell them too much.
Yeah.
What are you looking at? I'm curious. Because you're not looking at us.
Well, I was just changing to get up on the screen, get our site up on the screen, and Twitter and that sort of thing. Make sure that everything's open.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so I got Twitter open.
Good idea, good idea.
Hello.
All your bases covered.
Have you accomplished anything else?
Well, the fact that we're having this meeting is one of my accomplishments.
Tell us about that.
Years ago, just my intentions and my relationship with you and Franny and Barb, particularly, and then other people later on, that we built this Pure Drive that it is a substantial, established entity that people can point to and use. It's not just one of us standing out in the corner being a role model.
Right.
So each of us can use it, and other people can use it even without us being here. And so I've really contributed something to the furtherment of humanity and the way we exist and really human consciousness and human endeavor in the face of the planet. I'm not a Kardashian. I'm not to say.
So you've created the web college and made it possible also.
Yeah.
And because the web college is here, the meeting is here.
Yeah, sure. I guess that's one of the main things I've done. I'm sure I've had other influences on people through other jobs, but this is more than a job.
Well, it seems to me like knowing a lot about your life as I do, that wherever you were, you always influenced the people around you.
Yeah.
And have you influenced me, do you think?
Yes. I've been a pole from which you can gravitate to or repulse against. I've been another point of light outside of your, that you could rebound off of and interact with.
You know, also, I'll tell you something you may not know about yourself. You know, I always related to my parents in a very dysfunctional way. And knowing you, and of course Franny too, I have become a far more loving and appreciative son. Both of my parents are dead, yet my connection with them has gotten stronger over the past 5 or 10 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And that is because I've been around other people, you and Franny, who, you know, you're just absolutely great descendants for your parents. Like you're noble in your relationship with your parents. And
Yes,
it
I honor
rubbed
them
off.
all the time. I use them all the time, but I honor them, and I feel like I'm carrying on the essence of what their life was about, and what was right and good, and what to fight for, and to be, I think, how to be a human being. So I think of them in that, and I carry that on.
Your father was a great fighter for
Lots of
humanity.
things. Justice. I mean,
Justice and science.
Yeah, and truth. I mean, everybody looked at him in the industry. He was known. He saved so many careers by straightening people out. And you know, as a teacher, he was a consummate teacher.
Mm-hmm.
He was in aerospace and aeronautical engineering and fluid dynamics. And he was known as really top in one particular area in the world in his field. Transition flow between boundary layers.
What, Barb?
It's kind of like he was kind of interacting with the subtle bodies of science, you know, as close as you could get in those days.
Yeah.
From what I hear, it's pretty cool. If you're like that, Greg, I can see how you have the same style, different dimension, same approach, problem solving. You straightened out a lot of people, Greg. Straightened out one of you, straightened out the world entire. And you straightened out me pretty much, Greg. That's an accomplishment.
Well, I think, you know, see, what I'm saying is like what I have done is partly I've brought us together, as you all have done also. We've all come together in this, and we've helped each other. That because, you know, we are more than just individually. Byard, you know, as brilliant and wonderful as you are, to have us around gives you more.
Yeah, oh God.
And
I wouldn't be
Byard,
brilliant without you. I wouldn't be me.
knowledge.
To get mad at and need something to get angry
But,
about.
right. It's like the inspiration for it all from just her.
You need the punching bag.
Oh, by the way, Barb,
So,
I noticed the thing you put on Facebook about the astral body,
Oh, yeah.
and I wanted to say, if you want to put something like from the web college on your Facebook,
Yes.
what you do is you copy the first paragraph or two
With the logo.
and end it, no, not with the logo, and end it in the middle of a sentence, and then underneath it put a link
Okay.
that they need a password to get into, so they'll know that they need to get a password.
Okay.
Thank you. You can also write something you feel like saying about it too, of course.
I know, I almost feel like some people could start contributing to the web college if they got involved. I mean, this guy wrote some interesting additional
Well,
comments.
You know, we did that in the email group, and people used to sign up all the time that way.
Yeah. It's fun. There's a better way of putting it.
Like they'd see they needed a password and they sign up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's right. And that particular fellow is very interactive and creative too. He likes to be involved and contribute to things. He started a lot, like the local food movement in town, like the local food district at restaurants.
Some people will complain about needing a password, which will be your opportunity to write back to them in front of everybody telling them to get a password.
Yeah.
Just remember that Sun Tzu said that the trick in war is to get your enemy to attack you.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Because when you fight a defensive position, the enemy needs 2 or 3 soldiers to kill one of yours.
That makes sense.
You see, that was what Lee always did so well. You know, he would get someplace in he'd get a great position, and he'd have Stonewall Jackson up on a hill with his cannon, and he'd get those Northerners to march across the field, and he'd just mow them down. And then, for whatever reason, came Gettysburg, and nobody understands why he did that.
Uh-huh.
Why he actually he did this thing that he always goaded everybody else into doing. He walked his soldiers across the field, and it decimated his army. It lost the war. Don't attack anybody. Be you, be immune, and let them then come.
I've learned this more and more, and you know, my talking too much was me, like, attacking them.
Right.
Come to me.
That's right. And by the way, Barb, this is something this is what Malcolm Gladwell was saying this about Martin Luther King. That Martin Luther King had absolute control of what everybody did. They were his army. You know, they followed. He had everybody under strict orders. And he sent these ladies, these little plump ladies wearing their Sunday best and their little hats with wooden fruit in the hats, at Bull Connor, who had attack dogs and fire hoses to turn on them. And the press was there, and they watched it, and he said when Bull Connor did that, it was over for white supremacy in the South.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, so he got Bull Connor to unmask himself, because these people were ready to walk into the enemy guns for Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
They did exactly as he told them. He said who was going to show up and where they were going to be and what they were going to do, and they did it.
And you know, they all had wills. They all thought they may not come back alive.
That's right. They were warriors. Those people were warriors. Now, I must take a little break, and I would like to leave you to talk amongst yourselves. Hope that'll be okay. I'm going to take a little break for a couple of minutes.
I just want to mention to you, Alejandro, that this is being filmed and that's okay with you, right?
Do you think she can hear us anymore?
You can't hear us?
She's on the phone, I think, right now, or something.
Oh, well, I'll try again later. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's okay, but...
I feel like going to net. She came phone before, but I don't know if she realizes that she's on the phone. Her sound's still on.
Yeah, well, that's my
I'm
job.
gonna go to Netflix and look up was it Connor? I mean, you two.
Bull Connor.
Bull Connor.
Bull Connor was the
I think
police
yeah.
chief of
Okay.
Birmingham, I believe.
I remember my mother, I think, seeing that on TV, and that's when she was like, that stuff.
Well, your mother was a good.
My mother, yes, well, I mean, she
I mean,
she was progressive, but she became active more about these things. Or about, like, renouncing her connection more to the Republican Party, or just, you know, just realizing what was right to do. Just my meat and Connor, Bull Connor. Jane Fonda's gonna be in a new movie where she plays Nancy Reagan.
Who's playing Nancy Reagan?
Jane Fonda.
Oh, Jane. Okay. Yeah.
That would be a good one. There it is, Bull Connor.
I think there's something that I picked up from my parents at the time of all this. My mother was so much, you know, anti-segregation and all that. It was just, and we were we were in the South, but not the Deep South. When you're in Baltimore, Maryland, I'm trying hard.
Like for Kenny Fisher.
Baltimore.
Yeah. Little kids and all these. Well, these, Kenny Fletcher and like Celeste is from Alabama.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff.
Well, Kenny.
He's from Philly, but he remembers
so much. I mean,
yeah.
There's, you know, he's older and a black man and I mean, he's in the deep. I guess he didn't come from the Deep South, did he?
He was like with Dick Gregory and those guys too. He was like that faction of it in Malcolm X. He got a little more to the.
Well, I went on marches with my parents.
Really? I was in the first Earth Day. I helped start the first Earth Day.
No, we used to go to New York City with like people like Pete Seeger and all these guys.
Yeah. My brother could play that banjo.
Walks and stuff, and then I went to Washington one time on a bus. I remember.
Oh yeah.
So my parents liked doing it too.
And Greg was a conscientious objector. I think that's pretty amazing. And I
Yeah.
was in Thailand. I was just kind of like cleanup committee. But oh my God, here they are! They're shooting with fire hoses. Yeah, when we were with Madison, of course, there was this oh God, there goes the dogs. Wow. That's
Yeah. I did learn, it was passed on to all of us, I think, that this sense of what is right and what is wrong, and also this, what Byron's talking about here is how you create a delineation between those and what people's true colors are.
Yeah.
And what we're attempting to do with the outline, that people show themselves and you know, you coalesce around the strength, and that's what carried it through. You know, all you needed was that core there, and the right-minded people would join that and connect with that. And over time, even some of the, remember Governor Wallace?
Oh, really?
Segregationists did kind of come around and say, I'm a fool, or I screwed up, or I was wrong. There were people, because it's so obvious. It was just beyond reproach. Yes, go ahead. Check.
Nothing. The other thing we used to do is anti-war protests, also for good. I remember going on a lot of those.
The T symbols, and I had the fashion, but those T coats with the double-breasted jacket.
Oh, right. I had a T coat.
And I had
Yeah, my father had one, and he had a very long, fancy one. He loved to dress groovy in those days, and he tried to dye it darker, and it shrank to like a baby size.
Maybe that really was a pea-sized coat.
They were wool, you know, they were really wool. And he brushed it with hot water. That was a big mistake.
But you want to get through the weird, get fashionable. Yeah, you have to make it through a while. I know that army look, or like navy look. That was fun. The bell bottoms. But,
Bell-bottom blue made me cry.
You are the real patriots.
enemy is different. Yeah, it's more insidious.
You are the true patriots.
We are the patriots. We are them. Well, that's what was so inspiring. I think I learned so much in that period. Even though I was young, my mother was a pacifist and supported Martin Luther King back, and she was part of the movement back in the 30s and 40s at Wisconsin, Barb.
Yeah, that's what I remember. I remember George.
She was from Milwaukee.
George McGovern. I know they had those riots in Madison. I remember my mother, we were watching on television, my mother would cover the screen. She's like, those kids aren't from Wisconsin. Like, those are out-of-town students. They must have been sent here. Our kids wouldn't do that. The part of that was probably right. It probably was incited a little bit. The riots were incited.
Well, a lot of kids from New York came to Wisconsin.
Yeah, a lot of kids from everywhere. I remember the Carlton Armstrong incident.
No.
That was where those two brothers protested the manufacture of bombs at Madison, so they bombed a research lab at night, like a chemistry
math building where people lost their...
Yeah, but they didn't realize that somebody was in there, a graduate student was in there, so he got killed.
Yeah.
Or they had to go to prison. And then remember that story of mine where one of my first jobs was in a co-op, like one of the first food co-ops, and I was a bookkeeper at this place, and I had a little desk, empty desk next to me, and the guy came in, the boss said, oh, we got a new guy. His name is Carl. And the guy walks in and he goes, you can call me Carl, and he says, he's really tall, and it was that guy that did the bomb, Carlton Armstrong, yeah. He was released from...
Well, I think that's when it started falling apart.
Yeah,
People started doing what they call it, something...
Activism.
the violent things weren't working, they were backfiring.
Civil disobedience.
Well, civil disobedience is something else. Depends on whether it's violent or non-violent. Civil disobedience,
Well, that's kind of like being...
along with it, but
Well, I guess it was violent protest that I'm thinking of.
That's good stopping.
and like the weather people and all that.
And then 68 elections in Chicago.
I mean, some people live for that, which seems kind of stupid to me because that's what we were protesting against. It's like, geez.
Well,
My experience of the 60s and hippies, and I mean, of course, I was part of that too, but I always thought everybody was being sort of irresponsible. It was kind of disturbing in a way.
Oh yeah, I felt that. I mean, I was sort of appalled, but it's like any period. You have to pick out what is relevant and what is important. Even now, a lot of crap now, but you can't just go
a lot of
along.
it was like, how do we, a lot of it's how do you deal with your anger? How do you deal with humanity's anger? Like the other guys were going to wars, and then these guys were yelling in the street. Like, what do you do with all that rage? How do you listen
People
to it?
who cure things have less rage.
Yeah.
And by the way, Franny, this morning after we talked, have you taken any magnesium today?
No.
Would you take some now? I think you might be low.
Okay.
Well, this could be a good time to say the second prayers. What do you think?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I was on to cherries.
Huh. The reason I mentioned the magnesium thing is sometimes just curing things stops anger. Other times, just taking a little pill, a supplement, not a psychotropic pill, but
Not a Valium.
just a mineral. It can just be a deficiency of a mineral.
I don't think he was suggesting I take Valium.
Not a He was saying not a prescription, so.
Little pills.
That was popular in those days too, at least with the women. That's how the men meditated. Yeah, that's how the men meditated women. Well, like also just like the sedatives and the, even like the way they treated like what we call bipolar or like panic attacks, like, like lobotomies or what do you call it, shock treatments and stuff like that. They didn't have a clue in the 50s and 60s. Well, Byard knows more about that, but like the continuative treatments.
Why is that about that?
I was in the booby hatch.
Just kidding. Yeah, lock them away.
My uncle, who was a doctor,
Now they write ebooks.
he had a PhD in electrical engineering, a PhD in chemical engineering, and then became a medical doctor.
Yeah.
And he was the chief radiologist of this hospital in Dallas, where they did not take Kennedy, was the next one over. And but he prescribed for himself when he was depressed. He put himself into the hospital, into the mental ward, and he had electric shock therapy. He signed on for it.
That's what people do.
He didn't know what else to do, and he was sort of self-medicated. He had another therapist, too. But this is back in the 70s, early 70s, I think. Mid-70s.
Wow.
And, I mean, it certainly changed him, but it was never the same, I thought, my God, after seeing Cuckoo's Nest, you got to be kidding. Anybody would do that.
I tell you, there were a lot of patients who loved shock therapy and felt like it really helped them.
Getting somewhere, huh?
A lot of them felt like that. Of course, where I was in a mental hospital, but they did not do shock treatments there.
I think my grandmother had it. She was a little depressed or something, I don't know.
Save it to myself. Scare the heck out of yourself. Okay, let's go to the gravitational strength.
You gonna do it?
Speaking of going crazy, yeah.
Let's get crazy.
Okay, just kidding. The purpose of doing this is to attract chi. The chi will then perform immune actions of its own. When you do these actions, do them for your family and your soulmates too. When I get my signal, I accept God's wisdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I get my signal, I attract grace.
Yeah.
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 I attract guides and guidance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I attract knowingness and wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I attract the experiences I need so I can learn what I need to learn to do God's work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I've installed discrimination between people that win and ones that don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've installed a reflex to drop the people that don't win, even when I'm succeeding with them, and installed a reflex to be with the ones who do win, even when I'm a beginner with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I've installed a discrimination between activities and locations that win and ones that don't. I've installed a reflex to drop the ones that don't win, even when I'm succeeding with them. Installed a reflex to do the ones that do win, even when I'm a beginner at them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I'm installing the reflex to dwell on solutions.
Yeah.
Yes.
I fulfill the hopes of my parents and ancestors.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm supposed to choose at least 6 parents and ancestors. I'm sorry, here's one. I'm merging my results bodies with parents and ancestors, and in this one choose about 6 people, parents and ancestors,
Okay.
and remove and install the right factors. That could be right.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm doing these prayers for my family, loved ones, and soulmates, as well as for myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
I attract money and other wealth.
Yeah.
Yes.
I attract tools to fulfill my mission.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you get a yes on attracting money and other wealth, Byron?
Yes.
I realized I cut Byron off, and maybe that meant I didn't want him to have money and other wealth. Fix that. Cancel. I attract tools to fulfill my mission. Let's delete one, but yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I attract technologies to fulfill my mission.
Yes.
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 I attract respect.
Yes.
Yes.
I attract cures.
Yes.
Yes.
I attract fame.
Yes.
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 I attract health, wellness, and longevity.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I attract remedies and antidotes to dysfunction.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I attract faith.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I attract gratitude.
Yes. Yes.
I attract fun.
Yes.
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 I love, and then fill in a blank. I love whoever unconditionally.
Yes.
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 I attract the love of my life.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I let in love and nurturing.
Yes. Yes.
I attract my children and students.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I attract astute, committed immuners.
Yes.
I attract powerful, benevolent allies.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I attract people who appreciate me and my mission.
Yes.
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 I attract people who will connect me to the people I need to talk to.
Yes.
Yes.
Fill in the blank. I attract and name some people. That's so funny.
I can just hear Ron say,
Yes.
I attract
"On the blank and name some people. Name some people.
I attract name some people.
I attract name some people."
I attract.
Don't make fun of Ron.
It's an homage to Ron.
I don't think Franny is making fun of Ron. I think Greg misses Ron.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like talking about your hip.
Okay. I attract forgiveness. Making fun of Ron.
Yes.
Yes.
In the last 5 minutes, I've become a bigger person.
Yes.
Yes. And for speedy growth states every 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
I attract worldwide awareness and use of immunity.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm leaving behind everything that slows me down.
Yes.
Yes. I want nothing.
Yes.
Yes. I've done enough to need to tell myself today to create a critical mass. If you don't get your signal right away, bring yourself there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the completion of the gravitational strengthening prayer.
Thank you. Now, Barb, let me ask you, do you like being at these meetings?
I find them relaxing and sort of like a break from the
Like a what?
I've never, like it's sort of a break. I've sort of chosen to always have fun at them. They seem to be like a break or it's sort of like it's trying to become accustomed to them as a grounding tool. Like a,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking today, like, I wonder if I'm getting too attached to the meetings, you know? But the answer is yes. I mean, I usually drop everything I'm doing, even though maybe it could be like on the way to a bigger result. I usually always choose this instead. Well, not I wouldn't even say usually. I always choose this before pretty much everything else. So it means something to me.
I went to the Baba meetings in New York for so many years.
Yeah. I know. Sometimes I feel like a little afraid to not come, almost like you would be afraid to let go of something that if need to let go of or something, like letting go of a relationship. I'd always just make it work.
When I went to those Baba meetings, I had some strange experiences, and I'm sure that it was my internal, well, it was Baba playing a joke on me, but it was my internal, whatever was going on with me kind of took the form of other people, like it's not a hallucination, but it's a misinterpretation, like when someone came over and said hello, how are you, I thought I heard him say, why are you so stiff? I swear that's what he said. So I asked him later, I said, when you first came over, what did you say? It's funny how, maybe that's what he was thinking. I never thought of that.
It might have been.
Maybe that's what Baba wanted you to hear.
He what?
Maybe that's what Baba wanted you to hear. Yeah.
Well, Baba obviously wanted me to hear something. I mean, he was telling me something about myself.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot the person, even if they said that, might not even know they said that.
And then there was one time when they were, well, they always thought it was a big joke, but there was one time when they were giving a lecture and it was a slideshow. And at first, I think the slideshow went down. They got that back up and they got the podium's light for the guy who was talking all adjusted. And just when he was going to start again, all the lights went out. And everybody started to laugh because they knew that was Bob's joke, like they spent like 15 minutes trying to get all this perfect, and then as soon as they wanted to start, it would all like be blown. Of course, they got it up again, but I'll never forget that woman at the Baba Center. I guess she was the painter's wife, and she leaned over to me at one point and she said about Bart, she said, he's eccentric, isn't he? Yeah, I would say
That's funny. She sat and had tea with us.
oh boy, what a funny.
Now, Barb, do you like tweeting?
Yeah, I'm definitely glad it's there. I mean, I like at this point in my career life, I do. Again, it seems like something I can see having it change or come and go or use it differently, but I definitely feel like I get some kind of nourishment from it, like I do from the meetings, some kind of support, or, it's kind of like something I give myself in a way to, like, get information out. And that's the same reason I like these meetings, too, is a chance for me to, show myself, kind of, since I don't have my own website or anything, and like, get clear about how I'm giving the meetings. I would imagine the more people, the less I can, yeah, but it's been fun so far. And same with Twitter. I like tweeting. I like the feedback I get from you guys. sometimes I go back and I hate my tweets and I delete them. And sometimes I like it myself, or I get straight about things by tweeting.
I don't think this is Tim. I've already told you this, but I don't
Here's
think
a
you
tweet
should
that you sent. It
delete
says,
your tweets. That
"Don't tweet and no play make Barbara a bad girl." Let's see.
Yeah, and I like that one. I could probably delete that one. Some of them I'm just goofing around.
Yeah, and then
They're just
sorting people out, which ones keep you with God. That was a very good
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
Choices in other relationships get simpler when I stick with God. That's a very good thing.
Well, it makes us think rather, succinctly and terse and right to the nut of the matter there. So tweeting is a good way to
Yeah.
encapsulate something.
Text myself.
I have a tendency to tweet long, complete sentences, and Barb just seems to pack in a whole lot of different ideas to tweet. I don't know.
Try to pack
A
it
couple
out.
words.
I'd say. Yeah, I hate to waste my 140 characters.
You're old school, Franny. You like writing letters and you believe in proper grammar.
Yeah.
People is,
I'm not right for it.
because they get it. You don't even have to get it. You just have to say it, and they'll get it, or maybe they won't.
I do talk
I my
about
family
Speaking-
started to look forward to those letters I write to them.
Speaking of which, the last time you tweeted, Greg, was 3 days ago.
Wow, that recently.
I haven't tweeted that much either this week because I just haven't had the energy.
Now, Greg, do you enjoy tweeting?
I enjoy having tweeted, which I get credit for tweeting. Do I enjoy it? I don't know.
Last time Franny tweeted was also 3 days ago. Was at the Cure Team meeting when I told everybody to tweet.
Yeah, I've been remiss this week. Hey.
Had you been reading the tweets, Greg? Now, what? So, let me ask you again, since I don't know if I got an answer to this. Do you like tweeting?
No, not now. I'm looking at my. I'm not one progression of life. There are times when I was a person where I would have loved tweeting,
Right.
but I really kind of that free with my feelings and things that I wanted to broadcast them to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But at those times, I really did feel very good, very light, and I think people liked me. So maybe if I tweeted more, I would become a person that people liked more.
Well, I was just thinking you were asking about Christina at the beginning of this meeting. And Christiana,
Yeah.
Christiana tweeted this a couple of times today. And had you been reading those tweets, you might have answered her question. Greg, are you typing?
I'm not, no.
Can you look into the camera?
I'm looking at the tweet. I was looking at the tweets.
Oh, well, we're not reading our tweets right now. That's what you do when you're not in the meeting.
I understand.
Okay.
That's why I looked up.
So, had you been reading the tweets and seen Christiana's tweet, you could have answered her.
Yeah.
You could then have asked your own question, which is, will you be in the meeting tonight? And you wouldn't have had to, handle it during the meeting,
Right.
because you would have taken care of it beforehand. Do you like doing things that way, or do you prefer doing it in the meeting?
It would have been better to do it there in advance. It would have been easier than the last minute.
Better for who?
Better for everyone.
For you too?
Well, it's not fun for me to say, okay, who's going to be in the meeting tonight at the last minute. I mean, obviously, if I had contacts during the week of people who are going to be there, I know that. But,
Yeah, I think that would be a nicer way of living.
well, we had a rule or or a guideline where I only hooked up certain people, everybody else was responsible for themselves getting to the meeting.
Well, I keep telling people to tweet their cures.
Yeah.
Now, your last tweet said our SMAC outline, scale of caring, scale of interest, particle attributes, all give me a foundation of being normal and enlightened. Is that a cure that you've tweeted there?
Yeah. There was a cure in there.
Okay.
I didn't talk about the cure, really.
Why?
Because the assignment at the time was actually to, you said something about talking about things from the meeting.
Actually, the only assignment I ever give when we tweet at meetings is to say what you realize, God, what your cures were or what you came to know from the meeting. So would you say this is something you came to know in the meeting?
Absolutely.
So was this like a revelation that it gave you a foundation for being normal?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And I took to the word normal because I really experienced a difference between what I used to say normal people. I really meant average people. And to me, I sort of call it pedestrians.
Uh-huh.
Or civilians or something like that, you know?
Uh-huh. But now normal means functional to you.
Means functional and healthy.
Uh-huh. Oh, Alejandro, are you typing?
Sorry?
No. That's okay. If you want to type, just go on mute. It's okay.
Alejandro, you know we're filming this, right?
Yes, I know.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Alejandro, I met a woman here in Oak Park who looked so much like you. She was from, I think she's from Puerto Rico originally. But she's got big hair. It's blonde, though. And her face is very much like yours. But it's blonde hair, and she's artistic and laughing and all that.
Yeah, that's nice. Maybe it's my Alejandro.
You're a doppelganger. Your clone. Not your clone. It should be doppelganger, actually. So, yes, tweeting.
Alejandro probably like it. I wonder if there's a lot of Chileans in Chicago. Probably.
There's a lot of people of all nationalities.
Everywhere.
Incredible restaurants of all types.
Barb, I want to ask you something. When you send a tweet, Barb, do you feel like you're talking to Linda, Christiana, Alejandra?
Sometimes I think I'm talking to, like, people I don't know yet, or, I think about particular people every now and then, especially if I'm responding to them. But I think I'm talking to more, like, people who are, like, my higher self, people who are just kind of, like, out there, and then seeing what, how they're watching me work it out, and when I work it out, then, like, they'll see more how to be on staff or how to help. Like, I like to empower the people who are already tweeting, but I feel like I'm talking to people who aren't yet, or at least aren't tweeting about this.
Well, it's very doubtful that any people like that actually read your tweets. It's mostly...
I mean, like the people that follow me.
Yeah, they're not going to.
I don't
Yeah, they would read
think...
your
Probably the people that follow you never see your tweets.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, you could say I never see theirs, but I do. Like every time every once in a while something catches my eye. So I'm sure every once in a while something catches their eye too, or not, or why would they follow me?
Well, a lot of people follow people so they'll follow them.
Oh, so it's just like a marketing thing.
Yeah, I think
Well,
so, yeah.
in cases.
But
Why
I
do you say
think
just look at the A-list then?
I think Christiana probably reads all your tweets.
I'm usually writing to my girlfriend, my virtual girlfriend. So I try to pick, I have one person in my audience, my beloved,
You're writing to that person in your mind's eye. You're tracking
Yes,
that
what I
prayer while you're writing.
Yeah, I've always had this idea that I would track the person by something I said or wrote or something. Be irresistibly like attracted to my mental body.
Well,
But anyway, maybe that's what, yeah, but that's what I usually think about her. I'm trying to just talk to myself to make myself feel better.
okay, well, I want you to see if you can feel good about talking to people who are actually listening to you. I'm reading your tweets. I'm listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
So write things that you'd like me to know.
Okay, I'll try to think about that next time I write. Maybe that's why Greg and Fran don't tweet. There's nothing that you don't know.
Do you think?
I think
Greg, let's ask them. Greg, that's a good question. Is it that you think I'm the only person who's reading your tweets and I already know everything?
No, I don't think you're the only person.
Do you think Barb reads your tweets?
I would think Barb would read my tweets now and then when she goes to the Twitter feed. I don't know how often you read your feed. Like when I'm out on my phone, I don't read Twitter.
I do, that's when I do read it.
Messages.
Barb, do you read Greg's tweets?
Yeah. I read the A-list.
What do you think of Greg's tweets generally? Like, can you think of any things that you've gotten from
Actually,
him?
sometimes I think Greg's tweets are a way that for me to see myself. He usually talks about something he's discovered in a session or something that's changed your life and now you're different. Something you removed, you saw, or some past trauma or something.
That's usually when I've tweeted when I've been in a relationship with
But
Rosie.
they'll always talk about something that you've cleared in your relationship with Immunix or how important the meetings are and all that kind of stuff. But I'm afraid you're kind of like me. It almost sounds like you're trying to talk yourself into it. So that's why sometimes I don't get all excited when I read Greg's tweets, but sometimes I think, oh.
Yeah,
I sort of get that too. Like, it seems like Greg is like
he's feeling down.
he's like writing a press release.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I'm, talking about it's my duty to release the press.
And I'm impaired.
And you're this handsome, silver-haired, Ivy League educated press agent.
I did go to a college for a while in the Ivy League. Was I educated there? I think I was.
You got your ass kicked. That's an education, isn't it?
That sort of spoiled it all. I mean, it's great knowledge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Greg.
Thank you.
Split it in.
But silver hair fox or something like that, right? Silver hair, Ivy League educated.
It's leading up to the George Clooney thing, Greg.
All right.
What is it?
Yeah, so I'm this image of something. But the tweeting is good for me when it helps me to acknowledge something that I've really accomplished or something about me. And so it's useful to me to do it. And it's also useful to language something that's there that I may not have actually expressed in a way. So it reinforces it. It's an advancement, what do you call it, the accelerator. And I know it's useful to other people. I never really thought it was because I'm so ponderous with it. I thought it would be nice, but I like when I could actually say something that just sort of comes from me and it's like right there. That's why I don't like to do it, because usually it's like, okay, what did I discover here? How can I say this in 144 characters?
That's like me, like some of mine feels like it's just, I'm in pain and I'm talking so much pain.
Well, I think people are reading what I write. People write back, and I try to write to other people when I see something that I can say to them, like now or whatever. And it takes time. I have to think about things and think about it before I want to say something. Then sometimes there's something that's just like a flow because I realize something important, and then I tend to write like 3 in a row or something. Like, can't fit it all into one little press release.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'll start one and I say, okay, I'm just going to write it rather than trying so hard to make it succinct. I'm just, and it'll go into the second one.
Yeah,
Take
that's
2 or
fine.
3. As long as they're right after the other, that works. Stay tuned.
Well, sometimes it doesn't really matter as long as they're not separated by 6 different things. But if you do it, sometimes I write the whole thing and then just cut part of it and paste it up right away. So I think people are listening. I guess the last few days, I've been fighting off what most
Karen's here.
What?
Karen's here.
At your place? Okay.
Karen, okay. I've been fighting off, like what most people get is like a horrible cold with chest congestion, and I actually pretty much successfully fought it off in 3 days, but I think that's why I didn't take the time to tweet, because I just was sort of, my energy was focused on that. And,
Well, you changed your diet and you lost weight, and then you came down with this thing a few days later. And it seemed to me like a detox reaction.
that's what it seemed more like, because I never really got like a horribly stuffy nose or a sore throat or a congested chest or anything. And Marcella and I worked on rejuvenating my left lung, I remember, last session, for scar tissue. And so...
I want to tell both you and Greg something, okay, about tweeting. That tweeting your meetings and tweeting at these meetings just isn't going to cut it. You're really going to need to read Twitter when you're not at home and tweet when you're not at home every day. And you're also going to need to cure things when you're not at home and tweet about that every day. Because tweeting in the meetings doesn't seem to ever spill over into turning you on to tweeting when you're somewhere else. Like you just run charging like rhinoceroses, blindly forward. In your daily activities, like you go shopping or something, and you can't think.
Yeah, it's good to slow down. If you're tweeting, you're conscious of what you're doing.
I tweet as I'm walking into Sam's Club.
I found it's really fun to sit in the parking lot
after you come out and just ready to tweet.
I read my tweets while I'm walking into the front door. And I tweet when I get my shopping cart, and I lean on the handlebars and I tweet. And it takes me 2 seconds. I never type anything. I dictate everything in the middle of the store. And sometimes the reception isn't so good, so I have to wait till I get back outside. But still, sometimes I manage to get away with it, and I tweet in the store, in the AC. You are not connected to the other people in this effort. And, coming to a meeting doesn't make that connection. You need to stay connected all the time. Because they're your people. And Barb, you have the same problem. It just takes a different form. You're not connected either. You're like talking to some imaginary girlfriend. You need to talk to the real people who are actually, and also not only talk to them, but insist that they listen to you. Like call Greg on the phone and tell him to read what you tweeted. Just ask them to stay connected to you. Because we have a weak team. I mean, this is weak teamwork. Is this clear to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
May I have your promise that you will do this? I've been doing, I promised to do it and I've been doing it. And it's based on me. I've been doing this. And it's fun. It's not horribly stressful. It's not going to hurt you. You might actually find that you get something out of it, but I'll leave that to you to discover for yourself.
Well, yeah, I'll have to apply this and keep doing it.
Look, what I want to say is that, okay, of all the things that we have done with people, the thing that I am finding that seems to keep people in the game, and by people I'm referring now to just two new people, Linda and Christiana, and they seem to be like staying in the game. And I have to give Alejandra a lot of credit here, because Alejandra has, but I think Alejandra tweets sometimes and is in the game sometimes. Hi, Karen. And but we made a lot of movies together. I think that probably helped too, and that was good. It's way more labor intensive than simply telling somebody to be with us on Twitter. And Twitter is the thing that has seemed to me to keep people playing and to have them take their next step. And so, Greg, for you to ignore the people who are doing that,
yeah,
is just, you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you have all these complaints about having to use your own money, so maybe you ought to start using effective behaviors and sort of like, weave them into using your own money, and maybe at some point you can use less of your own money and they'll provide more money, and then you could use more effective behaviors, and finally you could be providing no money and just be providing a lot of effective behaviors. If we can find what they are. Does that make sense to you?
Sure, it's made sense for a long time. I didn't know that.
So you can stop complaining and just, do that. I'm really trying to help you here. I want to give you what you're asking for when you complain. See, it's the same with Barb. Like I was telling Barb, and I want to say this again, thank you for complaining. Remember when you were saying how you're spending all this time with people and you're not getting very much back for it? Remember that? I see you nodding, so I can.
I do. I remember. We're setting up.
It's nice that you're on camera, so I can see that you're with me. And so what I did is I made this outline, and the purpose of the outline is to limit the amount of time that you spend with people, and focus that time in a very effective way. You understand?
Yes.
So I heard your complaints and I did something about it. I worked my ass off is what I did, so that you wouldn't have to throw away, which you were just throwing your time away, really. And you thought I wanted you to do that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And I don't. Obviously I don't now, right? It's obvious to you that I don't now, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. I care about you. When you complain, I listen and I try to do something about it. And Greg, this is what I did the same with you. I'm trying to do what you're asking me to do.
Yes. I fully understand that.
Okay.
It's a very myopic point of view to think otherwise. I mean, I know.
I'm so sorry that I didn't do these things sooner, and that I've caused you so much trouble, which I really have, and I should, take responsibility for that. Because I just didn't see. I mean, Twitter's been around for many years, and I just never saw it. I had a Twitter account for years and didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, I didn't, took me a long time to use MySpace and Facebook, and I remember we were one of the first ones that I knew of to use PayPal, Google, MySpace, Facebook, Twitter. I have had Twitter ever since it began. Since it began in Israel, bought out. Since it really is capable of using it.
Yes, Barb, you were saying? You and Karen had... You want to share something?
Kara's got a Twitter account now.
Oh, Karen, have you been reading our tweets?
She just got it this second.
Oh.
That's not.
Me?
How do you know? She's reading, she can see 4 tweets so far.
I'll make up for lost time.
You can stay in touch with us at work if you have a smartphone.
I know. That's why this is totally necessary. I really needed some help setting this up. Thanks.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. And it'll be nice to see you on Twitter. I'll write to you for sure.
Okay, good.
We're going to have fun. And you'll know what's going on with everybody. Make sure she's on the A list, Barb.
I was trying to find that.
She can subscribe to it. She has to subscribe. I can't subscribe anybody.
All right, well, we'll do that too.
Well, this is a good place to say the last prayer where we change the world. Barb, you want to go with it?
There's a lull in the action, I say.
There's a kind of hush.
Prayer. Not something.
Oh, I wanted to tell you I tweeted the there's for
raising the noosphere to the 27th dimension.
yes.
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 I'm removing all mythologies from the noosphere.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm adjusting the particle indexes of the noosphere so that they are in balance and at full strength.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm adjusting the meridians of the noosphere to create a free and balanced energy flow.
Yes.
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 I am adjusting chakras of the noosphere to be at full function.
Yes.
Yes.
All the bodies of the noosphere are at full function.
Yes. Yes.
The noosphere is unswitched and headed in God's direction.
Yes.
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 I'm removing all impressions from the common body of the noosphere.
Yes.
I'm removing terrorism from the gravitational and spiral bodies of the noosphere.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm removing a tendency to use biological weapons from the gravitational and spiral bodies of the noosphere.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm merging my higher bodies with others who understand what we're doing.
Yes. Yes.
I'm removing any predisposition in the noosphere toward disease.
Yes.
Yes.
All the bodies of the noosphere are one rainbow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm asking the forgiveness of everyone I've ever harmed or will harm by not making immunities available to them faster. And when I get my signal, they've heard and received my request in their results bodies.
Yes.
I get another signal, they have forgiven me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doing this helps them discover meanings for themselves without me needing to be better in order to give it to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That concludes the illustrated prayer.
Nice.
Right.
You know, one thing I wanted to mention is that, like, if somebody, like, if you see a new person who's, you know, tweeting, but they don't actually tweet about what they cured, like they mostly ask questions and stuff, what are they doing? Like, what does that mean? What do you guys think?
What are they doing?
What toxic or problematic thing are they doing?
Yeah, parasitic.
Parasitic?
Yeah.
Very questionable dimension.
Okay.
No, there's something about wanting to hook in and not being straight about it.
Yeah, hiding or something, not sharing.
Not wanting to make
They're not responsible.
Well, it's pretty deliberate to connect to.
Join the group and do that.
Yes, and then to not be open to come with armor or defense or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Something that's I don't know, challenging, or depends on the questions too. Maybe people.
Karen,
Some
put
people
your
who
head
are
in the
really
picture.
open may
Karen.
have.
Karen, put your head in the picture.
Where is it?
There it is. There's that head.
You see my head.
Hi. There she is.
I think the quality of the questioning is somewhat important. Some people use questioning to discount you, challenge you, and some people actually are maybe a little bit cautious and wanting some connection coming from us. And I think that's valid.
Well, you know, I
It's
think a
still
lot of times
responsive.
new people do something when they're tweeting, they do something very innocently that's very problematic, which is that they're invalidating their cures.
They're validating their what?
Invalidating.
They're validating their symptom.
Invalidating.
Yeah, it's a symptom, that's right. Yeah, they decide their cure isn't good enough. Like, you know, they felt better, they took out an emotional body disturbance and felt better, and they don't tweet about it because they don't think it's good enough. They want to tweet that they cured their herpes.
For myself, I feel no things during the day. It's just, and maybe it's from expansion because sometimes I think, okay, I'm gonna keep this, and then I realize maybe it will be later, and then later enough never happened. It could be the way I am. It's just like I got my phone with me, and sometimes, okay, I cure this, and I feel very proud of myself when I do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly they call me and suddenly my mom needs something or everybody, and that's it. But it's not because I don't want to. It's just me. It's just,
Right.
I'm like a
Flash. I think about things to tweet sometimes. I can't wait to tweet them, and I do forget sometimes. So I'm having experiences.
Well, Barb, you need to, when you're thinking, you need to take your phone out of your pocket and talk. Say.
I mean, I tweet more than most people. I tweet like 3 times a day, like 3 or 4 of them at a time.
I know. Hey, Barb, do you have voice recognition on Twitter on your smartphone?
No, not yet.
Okay. Well, that's the problem.
Yeah. I like tweeting pictures. I take pictures and sending them out. It's fun.
I use voice recognition, but it's kind of hard when I'm walking around and talking to myself and other noises, and I have to.
Here you see the home page of curedrive.org, which is the Cure College on the web that we have put here for you to come learn how to cure medically incurable diseases. Now, at the top of the page, the home page, which you should be on right here, and I want to recommend, if you have not already, get to this page by opening a tab. Do not turn this movie off. Open a tab so that you can still hear me talking. And leave this tab open and then go to this website. Now, the tally that you see, 132K, people ask, where does that come from? And if you notice, right above it, and this is, by the way, on every page in the Web College, it says Report Cure. If I click on that, it goes to a page where there's a little form to fill out where you can report your cures. Now I will press the incredible back button and go back to the home page of curedrive.org. And also, if you want to contact us, there's a little link here that says Contact. And you'll notice that we put our phone numbers in here. We feel more comfortable being called on the phone. So it's just easier to talk, and this is a very big subject, and we find that it saves us time and work if people call us. Now we document our cures. This movie that you're watching here is an example of that. This is a movie where people cure things on camera, and you watch them. You watch them curing things. For example, the woman here, and at this point in the movie, is curing a flu. And if you watch this movie, you'll discover that she comes in with fully developed flu symptoms, including headache and God knows what else, and the symptoms disappear in around 20 minutes. That's how fast this is. Personally, I have not had a flu even try to come on since 1993, when I cured my herpes. My 20th anniversary, by the way, just passed. 20th anniversary of my herpes cure in April of 2013. Okay, if you look again above the Cure Drive, logo, I guess it is, and what you'll see is the Cure Show. There's a link to go to the Cure Show. And the Cure Shows are another way that we documented our cures. And for example, you'll find letters at the top of the Cure Show, and if you click the letter F, it takes you to fibromyalgia, where you see a lot of, or 2 people curing fibromyalgia, actually. And underneath it, there are many, many shows on flu. We had a flu hotline. And what you'll find with this is that people with similar conditions get parallel results. Like these people who cured their flu, or I don't think we ever had a person come in to cure the flu that, was just getting it. They all had it for a couple of days. There they are. And you hear their flu cured during the call in around 20 minutes. So there are about 100 diseases represented on this page. Acid reflux, abuse. There are, conditions can be considered diseases also. Such as traumatic stress syndrome from 9/11, the World Trade Center attack. A woman actually cured her traumatic stress syndrome from that. So now if we're back on the home page again, and up here at the top it says Login Hub or sign up. If you don't have a password, you can sign up, or you can log in, and you come to the hub of the Cure College. This is the hub, not the home page. And new people who come here, many people just come in and get a password right away. They instantly get a password and come in, and they say, "What is this?" It's gigantic. Over here, this is the basic skill. Skill 1 is cure physical diseases. And it has 10 applications. Remove viruses, cure cancer, end trauma, recode your DNA. With certain diseases, you must recode your DNA to cure the disease. This may be true, for example, of viral-based diseases such as herpes simplex, Epstein-Barr, and so on. And each one has 2 links underneath it. Now if I click on where it says Lessons under Recode Your DNA, and these are the lessons. There's this huge page of lessons on recoding DNA. And one of the lessons is remove adverse DNA mutations you catch from other people. Bet you didn't know you were doing that. But you do, and here's the lesson on that, and then you scroll down and there's all these questions. That's how the lessons work. You probably, if this is the first movie you've ever watched, you are probably not ready for a password right now. But you should probably know this is here at the same time, and some things about it. For example, here's an application of Skill 1, which is, what is Skill 1, do you recall? Cure physical diseases, right? And it's called the Safety Web. See it? Right here, the Safety Web. If I click on that, what I come to is a page of lessons about, and there's quite a few lessons on this page, about the Safety Web. Now basically, it's very simple. God isn't going to let you fail. A woman asked me, I was telling her to remove all bacteria from her physical body. And she said, well, if I remove all bacteria from my physical body, will I remove my beneficial intestinal bacteria? And I said, no. You're not going to remove your beneficial intestinal bacteria. You're going to, God won't let you do that. You're safe. However, there's more to the Safety Web than that. So you'd want to know about the Safety Web. Also, there's an application called Knowingness is Power. Most people ignore it. The reason it's here is because knowingness is curative. A lot of times things that you cure happen just because you know something. Now, curing physical diseases is the lowest level of study in this web college. For example, here, which is in the mid-level, there's a skill called 3 Spiritual Diseases. Do you see it? That's only skill 9. There are 12 skills. So another one is about function. Reinstall your functions. Another one is about reclaiming your immune system so that you can be immune to these things and you won't have to cure cancer or herpes. You won't not get it. As I said before, have not had a flu in 20 years. I haven't had a flu even try to come on in the last 20 years. Okay. If you're not ready for a password yet, and by the way, when you're new, you're probably better off with one of these options. These are the best options for new people, which are next to the movie. And that's when you know you want to start and you're ready. You're ready. You've like learned it and you understand how to do it. What you probably want to start getting a signal first. And if you notice under this movie, you should start getting a signal when you watch during this movie, which is now 4.5 hours, and there's many illustrations of people getting signals. So hopefully you'll pick it up while you're doing that. But if not, there's an entire page of signals, including a movie that plays automatically at the top, which is a very good lesson with a lot of very serious people getting signals as the movie goes along, illustrating how they get signals. And then there are all these other movies about signals as you go down the page. This little tripod is wandering. I'm trying to hold this with my hand while I show this to you. So now, that's an example of some of the other things that are on here. This is our Twitter feed, this black thing, so that you can see what advanced people, because everybody who posts on this has been doing it for a while and, are curing things. A lot of these people have already cured their herpes or their other thing that they came to cure, their chronic fatigue syndrome and so on, and now they're, this is just some things I cooked. It's not about cooking, okay? But anyway, there's lots of people just talking about what they're the more advanced things that they're doing, and these are all people who've cured many things in the past, and probably never get the flu, as I don't. None of us ever get the flu anymore. We don't get sick in that way. That's pretty basic, not getting the flu. So if you're not ready for a password, the thing to do is just keep watching movies. And let me show you something about that. There are lots of movies to watch. Here's one that says I cured it in 10 minutes, and lots of people are interested in this. This is a popular movie. This woman is very experienced with this. She's been doing it about 15 years. And but see, if you go down on this movie to here where it says YouTube, and let's click on this. Let's go to the YouTube page, which is the same movie. See, you're on the same movie now. And right underneath it, there's something that says, let me just show this to you. Cure Drive is the account that the movie is in. And you see it says it has 352 videos. So the thing to do is to click on that and go in to the Cure Drive account with the 352 movies. And then, once you're there, subscribe to the account so that you can get back to it easily. And then there are other accounts too. This is not the only account. Some of them only have 25 movies. There's about 10 different accounts. But there's another one that has 250 something movies on it. This is deceptively simple and easy. As you watch these people in these movies, the cure is always instantaneous. And it gives the impression that it's over and you don't have to continue. You don't have to study. And then you get sick again because you didn't get deep enough and get everything. With that being said, I want to show you these women curing something instantly and leave you with the thought that it's probably not going to be what you expected it to be. That I think when you watch these women, that's what you see here. That it isn't. It's probably not going to be what you expected it to be, but it does cure. It probably will if you hang in there and stick with it. You probably will cure the thing you came to cure. Say, can I go to the 144th dimension? See if you get a signal on that. Can I go to the 144th dimension?
Can I go to the 144th dimension? Yes, I guess I can.
Go ahead and do it.
Okay,
Okay.
both of you go to the 144th dimension.
I'm taking myself to the 144th dimension.
Me too.
No stopping for gas on the 8th dimension.
I feel clear.
I feel less interested in anything below the 144th dimension.
Can we stay here all the time?
I know, exactly.